Hey YouTube, Sabermetrics here. Basically, as you can tell, I've got a updated deck here. It's basically my Infernity deck that I've been running for the past 2.5 weeks now. And a lot of people have been asking for my build basically because of the 100 turbo packs that I opened last week. So yeah, here it is. But before I start, I just want to show you guys behind all these cards. I basically picked up an extra JD mat, the Regionals one, from the Expo last weekend. So I am actually looking to trade this or sell it. So if you guys want it, let me know. I actually don't value it too highly because I picked it up pretty cheap. So yeah, hit me up with any offers or cash offers or whatever you want. Onto the deck now. As you can tell, Infernity. So obviously we've got the staple Infernity cards: triple Archfiend, triple Necromancer, triple Beetle, one Avenger. It's actually, Avenger's a really good card, but well, I guess if you use it at one, either you use Avengers or Beetles, but Beetles are right now better to bring in this one. 2 Mirages, not 3. Now here's one kind of, I guess, choice that I made. A lot of people usually run 2 Grephers. I actually run 3, and the reason why is that, and actually I think for me adds to the consistency of the deck. I guess having 3 in the deck along with the Rhoda means that I'm actually going to draw one of them more often than not every game first turn, sorry. So this basically just speeds up the dumping into the grave and stuff like that. So I personally really like running triple Grepher, and especially since I'm running Plague as well, basically an extra target to ditch with Grepher, as well as Plague allowing you, say you have an extra 1 monster too many to go for game, you can just top the card, or even if you have an Archfiend in hand, top it for Plague, and then top into the Archfiend next turn and special summon it for its effect. So Plague really is a great card in this deck, and it just basically gives you an extra tuner as well. So that's the monsters. There's not too many. How many is that? No, I'll probably just post the list below and add them up, but it isn't a very high monster count, which is normal. Onto the spells, you got 3 launchers, basically the heart of the deck. It's like a Monster Reborn ×2 Rhoda, heavy, MST, Trunade, huge card in this deck, but it basically just lets you go for game easier. So yeah, 1-for-1, Foolish, and a Book of Mim. 1-for-1 also is a very big card in this deck. Lets you ditch a monster as well as basically getting you a free Mirage, which helps you set up and start your combo. So onto the traps, triple Inferno. I really love triple Inferno. I know some people run 1 or 2. Inferno is basically, well, in my terms, it's a Foolish Burial on steroids. It really, like, if you've got dead cards in your hand, or basically all you really need is an Inferno, a random hand, doesn't matter what, and a Launcher or Mirage, and you basically set up for game 2 win. So Inferno really is just a really big card in this deck. So and a lot of people don't realize that a lot of times, if I'm not saying you should do it all the time, but a lot of times if you actually Solemn the Inferno and they don't actually get to ditch, well, it depends on, I guess, the situation, but it is actually pretty huge because a lot of Infernities will rely on this card. So next we have 2 Dust Tornadoes, and I think Dust is actually a huge card this format. You'll see this run in almost every single deck. The reason why is, first off, Dust actually mirror matches kills Launcher, because Launcher needs to activate on the field first before you can send to the grave, so you can Dust it when it's activated. Dust Trunade also helps in this deck, and it clears the way for any potential threats against your OTK. So basically it gets rid of the Bottomlesses or stuff like that, or even Oppressions. So if you bring out if you special summon something and they chain Oppression, you can chain your Dust Tornado to keep your monster. So basically, yeah, it's a very big card. You've got basically 2 Dusts and MST to get rid of Oppression because it basically wrecks this deck. So Infernity Barriers, I only run 2, which I'm sure a lot of people run 2. I've seen some builds run 3, but to be honest, you're never going to use more than 2 in a game. Usually you only use them basically when you search for with Archfiend after you've gotten your entire combo, and you're basically just searching this as a last resort, just to kind of back all your monsters up. So at most you're only going to search for 2 anyways, because a lot of times it is a dead card, especially early in the game when you've got cards in hand. Yeah, so run 2. Staples to Bottomless, Torrential, Starlight Road. Run 1 in this deck because, as you can tell, there's a lot of spells and traps, so you're going to be setting a lot. So this basically just gives you better protection. When you're setting all those cards. Solemn, Mirror Force, and Call. Call's a huge card. Basically allows you to bring back an Archfiend for its effect if you have no cards in hand. So that's basically the main deck. It's 41. I tried cutting it down to 40, but can't really take out anything. To be honest, the build at 41 actually works quite well. I topped the 100 pack turbo pack event, as you guys know, as well as my last locals with this exact deck. So to be honest, this runs very well as the main deck. So more often than not, I'll take game 1 as long as I don't draw a handful of monsters or something like that. So that's the main deck. We'll move on to the side deck. Basically, I've got 1 Hero's Rule. This is basically just against like mirror matches or anything that targets cards in the grave. So even quick draw, stuff like that. I've got 2 Change Disappearance. To be honest, I think this is one of the best cards to side this format. At first I only sided against Quick Draw, and that actually, this card does kill Quick Draw because it's got so many targets. You've got Debris Dragon, you've got Quick Draw itself, you've got Dandelion, you've got Rykos. Well, that's only if they flip summon on their turn, because you can't change during the damage step. But so basically you've got a lot of targets with Change Disappearance, and this basically just limits, I guess, their outs. Also hits Lone Fire and stuff, so basically you do that, you basically gain advantage from just that 1 card. Crevice into the Different Dimension. This is actually used against a lot of decks now. I side this in a lot. Not only against Infernity, but a lot of people kind of moan about the single attribute thing, and to be honest, for me, I don't really find that big a big an issue, because a lot of decks, even if they're running multiple attributes, more often than not, they're going to have 2 cards with the same attribute, and so you can just declare that and remove it. So I can use this against Quick Draw, remove their Dandelions, or even just stuff they want to bring back with Debris Dragon, stuff like that. Infernities, even X-Sabers, because they're all Earth, and it stops them from bringing back, say, a Dark Soul or something, or using the Fall Troll to bring back stuff, or even Ragigira. So huge card, and I really like it. I don't actually run DD Crow because I personally like the trap and the 2-card removal instead of a 1-for-1. So, yep. 2 Compulse. This is basically one of the outs against Consecrated Light, because Consecrated Light does kill this deck. So Compulsary basically just bounces them back. Basically set it, and then only use it when you know you've got game, or else it's basically just a temporary out for that 1 turn, as they're going to summon it next turn. 2 Imperial Iron Walls. I'm still trying to see if this actually works out that well. It's basically mainly against anti-meta decks. I don't side them in against random people just signing crows, because honestly, if you draw it and they don't draw a crow, it's a completely dead card. It's just going to be sitting in your field. So basically, it's just against anti-meta. Yeah. I've got a 3rd Dust Tornado. If I see basically a deck that runs Oppressions or Skill Drains or stuff like that, I'll side in the 3rd Dust, just to basically guarantee myself an out to any kind of like basically those continuous traps. So yeah, that's basically, I really like running the 3rd when I need to. Burial, again, I side these with Imperial Iron Walls, or sometimes I'll side it if I see enough removal in a deck. So I know a friend of mine who actually sided in, I think, 10 to 12 cards or something against my deck. And even though I didn't put in Imperial Iron Walls because they were a bit too slow against that deck, but I did side in the Burial. Because it's 3 cards, basically it gives you that 1 turn. That 1 turn, if you can go for game, just Burial those 3 main cards, basically the Beetle, Necromancer, and Archfiend back, and you've got game. So that's a huge card, and unfortunately you can only run 2, or 1, because it's limited. I was going to say 2 for System Downs. 2 System Downs, basically for gadgets. I actually haven't played against too many gadgets in my locals. I think there's only 1 gadget player in my local, and I haven't really been able to use these, but basically good card. Remove gadgets. Yeah, nothing else much to say about that. Finally, 2 Rykos. Basically, the other 2 outs to Consecrated Light. One, you can kill it either with its flip effect, and also it's great because you can mill cards, possibly mill your OTK targets like Archfiend or Necromancer. Although there are times where I mill also launchers and stuff, which isn't that great, but more often than not, it'll help me mill at least one of the targets that I need. Also, you can also actually, as it is a light, you can actually just summon it, or you could easily use it twice as well against Consecrated Light. Basically, if they haven't attacked, you can flip it and then attack over Consecrated Light, as Consecrated Light has 0 attack. And even with the Ryko at 200 attack, this basically still runs it over. So it's got 2 ways of getting over Consecrated Light, which is what I love. It's also outs against cards like Decree, because this deck, as you can tell, has a lot of traps. This is basically also my spell and trap removal. But yeah, I really do like Rykos. I'm sure a lot of other people run Rykos as well. So I'm already running over time at 11 minutes 16 seconds. So I'll just show you my extra deck really quickly. Triple Mistworm, obvious. 2 Stardust. Infernity Doom Dragon has saved me quite a bit, a lot of times. Colossal Black Rose. Urquizus is just there as a level 6 target. Ronic, Gaia Knight, also another level 6 target. Goyo, Android, Catastor, and Army Arm. Army Arm is actually a lot easier than people think to bring out in this deck because of Avenger and Necromancer. That's level 4 already. So yeah, that's basically the deck. Again, if you guys want the JD mat, just let me know, and just send me a PM with an offer or something. That's my deck, and I'll probably actually make some changes to the side deck, because I actually have a 3rd Infernity Barrier. Technically it's coming in the post, but yeah, 3rd Barrier, which I might just maybe take out Imperial Iron Wall for, because it really does help against some matchups. So yep, that's the deck. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to comment, I mean, I'm probably not going to change too much in the deck because it's running really well. But if you want to comment, just leave a comment below, or message me, or if you need any help on your own deck, just let me know. Yep, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you guys later.